Hello, this is Zach Webb, and I'm going to be speaking to you about a company called Just Vision It, or JVI as they prefer to call themselves. JVI is a digital printing company located in Lone Jack, Missouri that specializes in dye sublimation printing. JVI was founded as a process company by John Witt, who is a master black belt. Dye sublimation is a relatively new technology, but its uses are continuing to expand. The print quality of dye sublimation printing is far superior to an inkjet print due to the nature of the printing method. Inkjet printers achieve different colors by printing arrays of different colored dots. On close inspection, the presence of these dots can be seen, and even at a distance the sharpness is affected. Dye sublimation printing, on the other hand, uses a continuous flow of color with no visible pixels, making it a far sharper image. The dye sublimation printing process chemically bonds the ink to the substrate, in JVI's case, some sort of polyester. While ink in a solid form can be used in a small-scale dye sublimation printing job, JVI does large-scale continuous printing. This method involves using liquid ink that is then turned to a gas as heat and pressure are applied along with the substrate material, like a large banner. The heat and pressure act as a catalyst to bond the ink to the fibers of the substrate, meaning the product will not fade or bleed with wear. JVI approaches innovation with a focus on internal process improvement to create the highest quality product in the most efficient way possible. This commitment to process innovation led Mr. Witt to order the largest custom-built continuous dye sublimation printer in the world and obtain the G7 Printmaster certification, which places restrictions and controls on the color calibration used in printing. What G7 Printmaster really means is you get the exact same color and quality of image every time, keeping products consistent to the original design. JVI doesn't focus on the sales and marketing. They let their customers handle that part of the business. Just Vision It is a strictly wholesale business and will perform custom one-time jobs or work as an ongoing product supplier for a business. JVI works very closely with its existing business partners to create a new and unique product and applications for dye sublimation printing. JVI's business-to-business relationship is vital to its success. They rely on the creativity of artists and entrepreneurs to find retail customers for their products. JVI handles the operations for the customer by obtaining materials, producing or printing the material per the customer's design, and then drop shipping that material or finished good directly to the person actually purchasing the wall art or pillow or t-shirt. Simply put, owning dye sublimation printing equipment is just too expensive for most small businesses, and designers and artists are not manufacturers. By owning the operations, JVI is able to streamline the entire order-to-fulfillment process, taking days where most of the competition takes weeks. This partnership with small, one- or two-person businesses allows JVI access to a very diverse consumer base and a huge presence on sites like Etsy, eBay, and Amazon. JVI is competing against other printers, whether they do dye sublimation or inkjet printing. Anything from the local shop that does t-shirts, trophies, and jerseys to larger national chains. JVI is very focused on using polyester substrate due to the dye sublimation technology it is employing. Many local print shops offer small-scale dye sublimation printing services using a dye sublimation print press. These small-scale dye sublimation print presses are ideal for printing a simple design onto a t-shirt or other item of clothing, or for printing a small run of colored posters. While this technology is relatively cheap to purchase and to operate, it's not without its limitations. It is a slow process, and it is only capable of printing a design in the center of the t-shirt. It's not possible to print on the edges of an item of clothing with this type of printer. Even small folds or ruffles in the material will result in a gap in the printed design. JVI's 100-inch wide continuous feed printer can handle a huge variety of shapes and sizes, but it is limited on the substrates to polyester due to its continuous feed setup, versus the smaller dye sublimation print press, which can handle a variety of substrates. I mentioned previously that JVI is a process company, and this is another area that sets them apart from their competition. JVI has brought the entire printing process in-house, all the way from the software to create and edit the graphics, to packaging the product with their customers' logos and shipping it out the door. The willingness to provide whatever operation support a designer or artist needs is what gives Just Vision It a competitive advantage in this dog-eat-dog world.